Failure happens. It happens to everybody. In fact, if you're not failing, you're not in the game. You're not trying. So don't let it get into your head. Hi there, I'm Karen Barno, and welcome to my video. I posted earlier today about failing, and man, the direct messages I got now, you're not being very encouraging, and you know, you're encouraging people to fail. You gotta fail. It's a part of the learning process. I've failed so many times that I could probably write a book just on all the times I failed. The key is figure out why you failed, learn from it, and then move past it. And sometimes moving past it, I find is the hardest thing for a lot of my clients, because you know, some of them have never failed before because they've protected themselves. They've you know, stayed on the straight line, made sure they didn't deviate too far. So they never had cataclysmic failures. But most people that have made it to the top, or that are wildly successful, or even moderately successful, but wildly successful in their lives, failed. It's okay, because you've got to take your swings at the plate. If you don't keep moving forward, if you don't keep trying new things, experimenting with new programs, you know, when I first got into the social media game, I tried Periscope. That's when I learned that I loved videos. But I should have kept a lot of videos that I did because they were bloopers. And even now when I go back and I look at some videos I posted just a couple months ago on YouTube, I'll think, Karen, what were you saying? What were you doing? That's okay, because it's how you learn, and it's how you figure out what you want to do. I mean, I have course corrected so many times on my entrepreneurial journey. You know, I started out, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I realized at the end of it, you know, as most of us spent 2020 being very deeply introspective of what's going on, I realized at the end of it that everything I did was a piece of the pie to the big picture. I mean, I talk about mindset. I talk about shadows and how when you can heal your shadows, you can take over your life. And I talk about how everything's overcomable, how you can succeed if you believe in yourself. Those are my pillars. That's what I talk about. And that's what's important. So yeah, I can say, okay, I want to do business coaching, this coaching, and that coaching, and people will be like, wait, you failed. I didn't fail. I just had to figure out how it all fit together. And if you're not in the zone, which means if things aren't going 100% your way, or even 80 or 90% your way, something's out of alignment, because we're all encoded with the soul's purpose. We all have our soul's blueprint. And sometimes when we fail, we scurry away from it because your soul's blueprint's hard to get to. Because that's the thing. That is what you're gifted at. But as human, it's so hard for us to say that I want to step into my gift that comes really easy to me, because we feel like it has to be hard. And when you fail, that makes it hard, so you back off. Instead, you've got to be willing to say, I'm going to go all in, because when you're in your zone of purpose, when you're in your zone of passion, you'll know it, you feel it, because things come easy. Sure, you're going to fail, but it's a different failure. When I fail now, it's different. When I failed over the past couple of years, because I really have, you know, done some deep work on myself, some introspective work, just trying to figure out why I was out of alignment, because I was out of alignment for a couple of years. Now things come easy. Now it's like, okay, this is what I focus on. These are my pillars. I love mindset. I love shadow work, because I know for myself, when you heal your shadows, you become completely and totally unstoppable. That there's nothing that can get in your way, because you know you're on your right path. So when you fail, learn from the failure. What was the universe trying to tell you? You know, I've talked about a huge failure I had in 2018 that, you know, really shook my world, because it shook me, the person. You know, not me, the leader, me, the CEO, the mother, you know, whatever, me as a person at my core. And I really had to figure out what it was. And when I finally figured it out, it was like, you know, universe, you didn't have to blow up everything. You could have just been much more, you know, discreet, or, you know, not so hard on it. Till I realized, I got the message, you know, Karen, we sent you a million messages. You ignored them. You know, you'd look and you'd say, I kind of fell out of alignment, but you kept going. So you have those little failures and then they start rolling like a snowball until you have the big failure because you're not paying attention, because you're running from failure. Don't run from it. Accept it, learn from it, and move on, because it's going to happen. You know, when I sit down and I'm coaching somebody and I'll say, you know, how's everything going? What really hasn't worked out in your life? They'll be like, oh no, nothing's really been that bad. Everything's been okay. If your life's okay, we need to talk. If your life is, yeah, you know, it's good, we need to talk, because your life should be awesome. It should be amazing. Every day should be an adventure. But if you're sitting there and you feel like the missing piece of a puzzle, and that's how I felt for a while. I felt like a piece of the puzzle was missing. You know, I could understand a lot, but it was I would always get to this point and think something's missing, and I don't know what it is. I help you find that piece. I help you try to figure out why you're not on fire. I mean, when you get up in the morning, your hair should be on fire. You should be ready to go. And if you're not, then you need to ask yourself, you know, where do I need to make a course correction? A lot of times it's a subtle course correction. You know, shift here, shift there. Other times, you know, you are completely off track. I mean, I have been in the past completely off track, where I wasn't even close to what I was supposed to be doing. And the universe just shifts you and just guides you over there. And you eventually get there, and you're eventually like, okay, I'm in a zone. So embrace failure. Look at what the message was. Did you fail because you're close and you're fearful, so you fail? Because sometimes failure is self-perpetuated. Sometimes failure we create ourselves because, you know, could I be that great? Could I make that kind of money? Could my business be that phenomenal? You know, could I be the CEO? Could I be the regional, whatever? And we get scared, so we create our own failure. I've done that too. And I would love to figure out how much failure is self-perpetuated and how much comes from external forces. Whenever we get scared, we start throwing up our own roadblocks, and that's where the shadows come into play, because we're throwing up roadblock after roadblock after roadblock because we're scared. Because could we be that great? And the answer is yes. You can be greater. You are, not even you can be, you are greater than you'll ever imagine. Because everybody has the God light in them. They all have the God spark. You just have to light the flame. And that can be scary. But in 2021, you're going to light that flame, right? 2021, you've learned in 2020. 2021, you're going to embrace failure. You're going to go after your soul's blueprint. You're going to become the powerful person you're meant to be. You're going to become who you're meant to be and step into your powerful self. It's time for you to find your blue rose. So let's get going. If you need help, jump over to my website. I am offering an online program. It's on my website. I just haven't debuted it yet. Was waiting for social media covers to come back. So if you're interested, it's on my website. It's $47. It's a PDF and with online videos. And it will really help you get to the piece of you that holds you back. That shadow that's keeping you back from your greatness. Whether you're, want to start a new business, whether you want to lose weight. On January 1st, we all want to lose weight. I've been blessed. I just hired I noticed a trainer who just, said, hey, I'll train you for free. Don't worry about it. She wrote a great book. I should push it. Mind Strong is the name of the book. So check it out. It's a #1 bestseller, I think. She's an amazing woman. So, one of my goals in 2021 is to get fit, to lose some weight and get fit, and to really take my business off, get my business going. I've been, monkeying around with it, kind of jimmy-jamming around with it, trying to find my place. When I knew the place was, but we always hold ourselves back. So if you guys have any questions, direct mail on my YouTube channel. That'd be great if you do that. And check out my podcast. I'll be podcasting weekly. Consistency is another key word for me in 2021 to be much more consistent on what I do. So let me know if I can help you guys in any way. Just reach out. Talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.